Welcome back to Lifestyle. Today we are talking about something I don't like, but I can't live without it. It's technology. It's not that I don't like technology, I just don't like all the wires and the remotes, and you grab the wrong one all the time and you got to push this button, that, constantly, Jackie, help me, because I can't figure it out. And the other thing that designers loathe, and Richard Friesen talks about, is wall acne. Those things where they put things all over your accent walls. Well, we're going to get rid of all that. We have the audio-visual knight in shining armor. That would be Richard Friesen. Richard, so glad to have you. You know what I'm talking about. So many of your clients talk about this, but welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and you're with Absolute AV. Now tell me what your company does and what you're all about.
Well, basically, if there's technology attached to it, we're involved in it. It started back in the 80s with traditional audio video, speakers, projectors, that type of thing, and it has just evolved into a concept that we call pure control, because now it includes lighting and network and Wi-Fi and your audio and streaming iTunes, and there's just so many things that it's involved. And to your point, with technology, there's just this stack of stuff that you have to deal with to make something work right. Just something as simple as, I want to watch your show on Channel 5 and record it.
And then exactly how you do that so that it's easy to do. That's what I like, is technology made easy. And I love this whole pure control. What a great concept. And one of the things that we talk about is that integrating all of these different systems into one so that you don't have all of these different remote controls. We have got a promo that we're going to show right now that I think will help explain what Richard actually does. So take a look.
What used to be called home automation, we'd like to call pure control. Just seemed like common sense. Implement your custom pure control solution into your home and business today. Absolute AV Consulting.
Well, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and Richard, that helped me understand what you do. I mean, taking all of the things that are very important to us and integrating it into one system. And you say we can all do that from like an iPad?
Absolutely. Any kind of iPad or tablet application or a phone, we can give you one-touch access or information back from your home, such as the temperature fell beyond what you would like it to be, or a door got opened when it shouldn't be, or the kids got home from school safely.
Yeah, and so you can do all of this from this iPad.
From a single point, yes.
From a single point. Now, what about if we want to do something like that and we want to be in another state? Can we operate it from there too?
Absolutely. There's still no question or no problem at all with that. You could be on the beach in Florida and turning lights on and off, or making sure that you really did close the garage door before you left, or turn the heat down or turn the heat up, or making sure that the maid really is cleaning when she's supposed to, or I mean, there's just your imagination can just run with it.
Well, I think I love the idea, because how many times my husband and I love to go to Florida in the fall, and how many times we've left Nashville and it's 75, 80 degrees, and the temperature drops while we're gone. And I'm thinking, of course, the cat doesn't care. She doesn't care what temperature it is, but I'm thinking, wow, we're wasting energy if we could just change it out. Now, I've got a question for you. This home integration and what you do with this, does it have to be new construction? Do you have to do it with new construction, or can you do it with an older home?
Sure, great question. We can do most everything in any home. Always has to be qualified, but 99% of everything we have no issues doing in an existing home, just like a new home.
So the wiring, see, because I live with a musician and I see a lot of wires. So do you have to run these wires down the wall to create this now, or is that the thing of the past?
Well, not really a thing of the past. There's still wiring involved. We've got a crew of guys that's really skilled and really great at hiding the technology and the wiring for it. And there's also wireless tools that we can now use in addition to supplement what it is that used to have to only be on a wire.
Now, and let's talk about what you call wall acne and what, you know, because really the whole wall just cluttered up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that's just one of those things that I was searching for a courteous term to use for what it was, and that just kind of was blurted out. But traditionally you walk in, it came from walking into a very gorgeous home, and there was a security keypad and light switches and a thermostat and a volume control for the audio and I think a fan control, and it was just wall acne. It just didn't look good, wasn't attractive. And what we can do in a new home, it's easier. In an existing home, we can do it. We can consolidate things to, once again, one single point of control, and all of those things I just described can be under one roof, as it were.
And you know, Richard, nothing against you. You're such a nice fellow, but why is it that technical guys always like to put it right in the middle of the wall? I know you don't do this, but right in the middle of a focal point wall. You walk in the door and, like you said, it's just all over the wall. They're just so proud of, and especially return vents. It's always when you walk in the door.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and there's always that what's expedient during construction may not always be the right thing to do for the finished product. So you have to be very careful, and that's where I've learned through the years in working with designers and to make it attractive and functional in addition to just working.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you have worked on some beautiful homes. We're going to show a few pictures that we have. You've even helped do a 1940s era style theater, but talk to us about what we're seeing here and how you integrated your technology in what we're seeing.
Well, for what we're seeing is it's not only a theater is a great thing to sit down and watch a movie in, but it's more than just a picture up on the wall with some sound. It's the whole environment, and we teamed with a great designer on this one to come up with an open room concept but still have that theater flair. So we did stage lighting, you know, the wall sconces. The owner really wanted a concession stand with the popcorn and the candy case and the signage there. So part of the whole package was that feel from the look, as well as then integrating all the technology into something that you can't see, other than you can see the picture, but there's nothing else. And that was another desire of theirs as well. This one even had, you know, the entry with the lit signs and complete with the mannequin in the ticket window. And that is all integrated. Everything turns on with one touch. When you go up to the door, there's a keypad that you can't see that says watch. And you touch that button and everything springs to life. Curtains open, equipment turns on, lights go to specific levels, and then it's just waiting for you. It's actually timed. You have 3 minutes to go in. After that point, sit down, then the lights start to dim and the movie will start.
Wow, it's that specific where that is pure control. That's where you can specifically say, you know, and I've seen that too on the smart house pads where you can set a party mood. So your entire house can be off of this one idea where every light can be dimmed at a certain, you know, you got the party mood and then you got the cleaning. Like you said, if you're having it cleaned, you want all the lights on. So you can set this according to your moods, and you can actually label it according to your mood, right?
That's absolutely correct. You can label everything, so your keypad has watch, clean, entertain, that type of thing. And we also, you know, it's more than just lights or temperature or sound. We even go to the next step of making sure that the lawn sprinklers don't turn on when you have an outdoor party and you're entertaining.
Oh, yikes.
That tends to really ruin the mood.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the type of thing that we can do and make sure happens on the projects we're involved in.
Yeah, so you can really give people a lot more control over their home. And now, one of the things that you had said was, don't let the cable guy manage your system. Now, most people, they just call that cable guy up. They say, come on out and do your thing. Now, what's the premise behind that?
Well, the premise behind that is that the cable guys are really great at bringing you cable and internet service or whatever those services. That's what they do, that's their job, and they're really good at it. Where we take it from there is inside your home, and for all the services, because there are services that are offered by lots of folks now for security and some lighting and this, that, and the other, and we can bring the whole package together and make sure that it's maintained and works well all together, so that the true one-touch control actually works.
Yeah, and so you talk about, you said that home automation, like we just got used to this term. But you said that's really a thing of the past. I mean, this is all going so fast. I'm just now catching up with what used to be. So now you're saying we've advanced even more. Tell me about that.
Well, sure. Because what's happening now is there's lots and lots of devices that now are quote-unquote smart. You can even buy a crock pot that has an app that goes with it, so you can turn your crock pot on and off remotely.
Okay, now I did not know this. I am missing out, Richard. I am missing out.
Well, that's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Now, who would have thought?
Yeah.
I sure didn't. I know that. But the point, more to the point, is there's an app for everything.
Okay.
And what's happening is there's so much stuff that's out there in apps. Now your phone is going to turn into your family room table with 1,400 remotes laying on it. Now you're going to have a phone that has 18 apps. You're going to have an app for lighting. You're going to have an app for your crock pot. You're going to have an app for the pool. You're going to have an app for the garage door, and go on and on and on. And how do you manage all that? Well, that's where we come in, or a good trained audio-video firm that specializes in control can help you out with that.
And not only are you been in business a long time, but you actually go out and talk to people and do continuing education classes for people like me and people who are more advanced, where well, we just don't understand that level of technology. But you go in and you do several talks, right, and share with others.
That's true. We do a series of continuing education classes designed for designers, architects, engineers, the construction community, that are just classes to educate. So we like to help educate so you can understand not only what we can do, but questions to ask to find out, what am I getting here?
Mm-hmm. And so when you come out, you know, in fact, my husband and I were just talking about this because we're getting really excited about Richard coming to the house. And we were talking about, okay, how would we change out? Like, we do have some speakers now. Would we change those out? Can you come in and give an evaluation of things that you already have that could be reused?
Yes,
okay.
That we do, and that's part of what we do. Just because you're automating doesn't mean you change everything out completely. There's some things that do need to be changed, other things you can use, and that's a case-by-case basis. And we'll take the time, come out, do an evaluation, and just be honest with you and say this will work and this won't.
Right, and one of the things that, well, I like that because I think that there are some things that might work that we already have, so we don't have to just get rid of all the old. And can you use the wiring that is already in place? Do you just have to evaluate that?
It needs to be evaluated. In most cases, we can use what's there. There are cases that we can't, so it's just case by case and with the end result in mind.
Well, you know, I can tell you we're going to be a case, because in one case you're going to go into my husband's studio that's majorly wired and great sound, and then buy little peon stuff that I have, and then there's going to be like two different worlds. So integrating those two worlds, I think, will be exciting. And thanks for giving me a consultation right here on the show as well. And so one thing that you talk about is if you have electronic systems, if you have systems, you're going to need an AV guy. I think there's probably a lot of people out there already, especially the younger generation, they already have all those apps, but what they don't realize is at some point they're going to need somebody to manage that, right?
That's correct. It's interesting. There's a Nielsen study that has revealed that there are more TVs per capita in each home than there are people.
Wow.
Which is interesting just in our society. But Beyond that, devices on your network or for the internet used to be 4 or 5. Now the typical home has 20 or 30, and they all need to work together, and it all needs to function properly just so you can live day to day now.
Well, Richard, thank you. You've helped unravel a little bit for me with all this wiring, but I know there's so much more that we can learn, and Richard's going to be coming back with us next year and giving us more tips and inspiration for all of our AV needs. Hey, well, you know, florals, it's that time, it's party time. In fact, the company that I always use is Ilex for flowers. You can contact Ilex at 736-5200 for all of your party needs. And coming up, do you have a steady hand for piping a cake? Well, I certainly don't, but I've got a shortcut that'll make you look good at your party coming up this season. All that right after the break.